Yo, welcome back. Adam's just coming back from the van. So this is the summer house slash hair salon place that we've done. I got a lot of comments on the last video, which is the Celotex, which is now above us and hidden. We've come to do it. The plaster is damp, but it's dry to touch sort of thing. Here he is. You're such a good boy. It's probably a bit echoey in here. And obviously we had a lot of comments about the Celotex with the air gaps and the holes that we cut and wasn't quite to building regs and whatnot. And a few people did say this sort of job they would just walk away from, but we rewired their house. We have the extension to do being there. They've spent a lot of money with us anyway, so it's the type of job where you can't really turn around and say no to. What would you guys do? Like, we're happy to do this. We've done everything that we think is correct and to regs. It's the other stuff that might not be, but we can't really, it's not our problem, unfortunately. So this is what we're doing. So we're gonna do some second fixing. We're gonna cut the lights out. We're gonna get the laser out. I'll put the fuse board on, which is gonna go here. Armour cable is here, so we're gonna bring it up in some trunking at some point. We bought a live
L-I-V-E? I know that.
No, Europa. So Europa board, I just wanted a three-way board to go in here. It's RCD protected. The armoured cable that we've ran in is a 10mm 3-core from the new fuse board that I fitted, which we've done a video on. We will be linking and grinding that straight into the board. It will be on a 40 amp MCB, not RCD protected because it's a feed cable, but then this has an RCD itself, so there'll be no discrimination, selectivity between the two circuits. I think we're just gonna need some longer pins. So we're just gonna go around second fix first, just the sockets.
Don't you love it when the plasterer knocks out two? Look, you see the button?
Oh, what is that?
And then he's born and he said something great, and it starts with A and it ends in G.
So we'll get these on, and then we'll get the measurements out. I won't record doing the second fix on the sockets because it's very simple. We've all seen and done it billions of times. And we'll start cutting some downlights and get the board on. And then Adam and Adam's gonna do the downlights in the bathroom while I'll do this, but we might as well do both together. And then we'll run upstairs and we'll show you the downlights that we're doing in the bathroom as well. Okay, Adam's gonna second fix the sockets. I started doing it, but he was like, oh no, I'm really good at it. I was like, everyone is good at second fixing.
No, I didn't say that, I just said
everyone is good at second fixing sockets.
it's just because I'm the manager, I just told him.
You're the site manager. So like I said before, if you're taking pictures or videos of the stuff, everything's been dabbed out. No. Like any more noise. Everything's been studded out. So I took measurements, so from the plastic framework up here of the door, that hasn't moved, so we'll start making measurements from there. I've done it from the windowsills. I have done a written diagram, but I did equally Craig's house, so the light above the door. Recorded myself going across each measurement, round and round and round to the last point. So, little top tip, if you're ever doing downlights and it's stuff like this, and walls are changing, go off a point that is never going to be moved. Record yourself. It's a lot easier than sometimes you've done the diagram and let's say it's months until you go back to the job. It doesn't quite make sense. At least like this, you can sort of visually see from the video where joists are running, and obviously you've got your voice and your mental note of why you're doing it and what and which way sort of thing.
Should I get a spade bit?
Spade it, yeah.
The pads up?
Yeah. So they've all worked really well. This side perfectly, especially for the wings, because we did a 4-inch hole above. This side, it's worked out perfectly above, but we just need to cut a bit of a slot out for the wing, especially one side for the arms to bend out. It's very nice. It's finally, for a job, it's worked out exactly how we wanted it to. As much of an issue Celotex is, and he's always in the way, and he never fits it right by the sounds of it. I'm just going to go spade bit that, and I'm going to tackle this fuse board. So it's going to go on. We've got 6mm here going up to there. Potential shower unit which is down, which is on the plug, but it's going down there now. But we put this in case, and I know a few people said it's very close to the fuse board. This is all being boxed in. Everything here is being boxed in, and the shower head is going to be plugged in here, but the hose is going to run all the way down over here. It's going to be one of them island seat unit things. To my knowledge, that's what it said it's going to be. So I don't really have a lot of control over it. I can fit the electrics, and unfortunately, whatever happens afterwards happens, as long as everything I do is correct. There's no water feed in here, there's nothing I can see, but we need to be careful. It's the common sense thing. I can't it's like you going to do first fix in the kitchen. You do everything that you said, we've got the plans that for, so you put sockets, cooker ISO and everything, and then the kitchen fitter decides to flip the sink around and the sink is right next to a double socket, or the hob has a double socket right next to it. You've done everything you can to the regs of the way you were shown. If someone comes and changes it afterwards, as long as we got the certification and pictures and documentation of how we've done it, which was correct, if someone comes in afterwards and does something wrong, unfortunately there's not a lot we can do about that. It's the same as this. I'm fitting this in here with a potential for an electric shower. It's not really an electric shower, it's like a water heater that's going to have, they're not going to put a shower on the wall, it's going to be similar to this, but this is actually the wrong one. Sort of a warm water heater that you would have under a sink for a kitchen and whatnot where there's no hot tap. But I can't, to my knowledge, be here and make them fit in the correct place. It just doesn't happen. But anyway, so we're going to put an isolator on that. That's going to be blanked off. By the looks of it, they're not going to use this whatsoever, so I might not even wire it into the board. It's going to be plugged in down here because it's just on a 13 amp plug. But we put it there because that's what they asked for. So I'm going to get the board on. We'll have a look at the condition of a Europa board and see what that's like. I'm going to gland the armour in straight into the bottom. We've bought some 4x2 trunking that will just go straight into the back. But the way the builder have brought it in is just an absolute nightmare, especially the water doesn't even come on the wall. So yeah. So this is a Europa board. It actually does have an IP rating of IP rated 54, which on here you can see a gasket seal around, and also on the inside of the board as well, which is quite nice to see. Quite an enclosure. We've got 32, we've got a 20 amp in this box over here, and we've got a 6 amp. Adam's just asking the customer if he wants us to just gland the armour straight to the bottom, or do we want it in a piece of trunking. I think trunking will look better, but it's up to the customer really. It's going to slot over what we have. The light switch goes straight into here, and also the light and feed from that last down light comes down. So we'll do a switch. The switch connection's in here, so we'll have a permanent live going into the switch, and then the switch live coming back, attached on with an ideal on the switch live going back to the light, and then the neutral will be linked through with the CPCs, like both CPCs for the 6 amp will be going into the same breaker. Earth block for the breaker. But we'll get this on, we'll get this level, and then we'll see what Adam has to say. So we've decided on the trunking, the customer said yeah, okay. What I'm going to do, I've knocked the 32mm hole out, put a 5 grommet in the bottom. We've got a, I've put the wrong one in. I've got storm gland. I bought some cucumber ones, but I actually have a storm gland. But I've got one of the piranha nuts, so we will be, even though this is a metal enclosure, we'll be earthing the fly lead from the armoured up onto here. What I'm going to do is mount the board a little bit higher. We'll be cutting a hole in the trunking, allowing the cables to come straight through, link straight up into the 5 grommet, pass that up through there, so we've got everything sealed as best we can. So I'll just run you through the process. I'll stick the camera on the side, even though we've filled everything up here. Adam's still second fixing.
I've been to the van about 100 times getting your stuff.
I know, it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting my stuff. Every time you go, you come back, you get, oh, I forgot this, you have to get it. So I'm actually looking for a new apprentice at the moment because Adam is going, I've had enough.
That's all right.
I'm going to give him his notice on Christmas. Tell you what. So, got the board. Little level, got a marker pen somewhere. I'm going to mark this out and where about the gland is in the bottom, so we can make sure that the armour we've got on the floor is enough to make up and go through.
Oh, you've got it.
I've got it. Yeah. And that's the top of the armoured.
Cheers.
The armour's going to not be the prettiest entering the trunking because of the state the builder left. Yeah, it's going to be plenty. Plenty. We're going to use the wall bite screws, which is the ones you've seen before, the Optimax ones, for this fixing. Normally drill a 5mm hole, but it is only stud work, so what I'll do is drill the 5mm hole, we'll put a plug in it so it's a bit tighter, and then we'll fix them back with some washers on as well.
Owls? You know the magnetic bezels? They want white bezels.
Yeah, it's just white sealing. These are the Optimax screws I was on about. We put washers on them. Whenever we fit a fuse board to the wall, we always put washers on it. Gives it a bit more of a grip. That's it, I've just put 2 more fixings in it, here and here, just to make sure it's absolutely solid on the wall. So the next thing is measure out trunking from here, make sure I cut my square out for there. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the bending this in. So obviously the trunking's going here. I need to bend that. This is what you get when people don't clean up after themselves. This is Adam's new set square boring, which is now a scraper. Plasterers for you. We won't put any sheets on the floor. We won't cover anything and protect anything. We'll just let big splodges hit the floor. We'll just leave it there. Let everyone else clean it up. Do better. Yeah. 129. So I figured out as well with 4x2 trunking, circular saw, we get the set square, top and bottom, and cut straight through it. It's a nice clean cut as well. It's quite quick as well, which is quite nice. 129 centimeters. Actually, that's 128 and a half. Just to be on the safe side. Right, if I just use circular saw, we know the inside edge. Ooh, that line there is the outside edge. So as long as I run that down on the same side on both, we should be sound. What we're going to do, hold that up to the board. We're going to want to cut this section out here. I'll scope up to the board. It should go in nice. And hopefully there'll be a little bit of plaster left here, but there's a cupboard going around it all, so it's not the end of the world. Square's cut out, and I've also cut out a channel for the bottom to allow the armoured cable to sort of come through the back and up, so it's completely hidden, hopefully. Look at this on here. I'll cover that up. You can still get the gland on there. Be a bit difficult, but we can do it. We need to get spirit level down this edge. We'll do some fixings, and I'll do some all round bands as well, just to pinch the armour cable in place, and then we can start poking these up. Probably easier to gland the armoured in first, because we've not got a lot of room in there. Get this in, and we'll undo the fixings, because the board will then hold the armour cable in place, and we can then pull the fixings back out and re-level it off, because it needs to bob on, let's be honest. We can feed them through. Adam's having great fun with the downlights. We ran out of the JCC fire guards, and even my local wholesaler sold out because they just fly off the shelves. We're now using Knightsbridge, what? They're really dinky, but we needed nice shallow ones for the ceiling, and Adam can show you. And he's quite confused why it's got such a long fly lead on it.
And such a short
box.
So.
Rating out of 10, would you rate them? Compared to the other stuff we use? Sorry?
Minus 100.
Minus 100, really?
Yeah.
Nearly have to edit that out. It's a nightclub in here now. We're using the armoured slice. This is all the stuff we use. I've said time and time again, if I can find it on Amazon, I'll put it on my Amazon store, which should be linked below. There's nothing on there that we haven't bought or we own that I don't rate. Like, everything on there we own. It's fantastic. We've used, it's tried time and time again. I didn't know, but Sean, Cablesmith Electric. Also, my YouTube members, I will probably in the next video, a lot of them have got a lot of great channels out there. They do really well, but I'll link them in the next video. If I can find them out now, I'll link them below. It's like Cablesmith, JRC Electrical, the UK Spark, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, we come across Christmas. If you guys want to find some new sparks and pick up some new tips and tricks, I'll link them below on this video if I can find. If not, I'll definitely do it on the next video. But armoured slice, Sean said I use a spring loaded. Makes things a bit easier slipping them on. Oh, come on, Adam. You're not going home? So if we go round and round with this, it's got little hacksaw teeth blade in the bottom of it. It's on spring load, so as you spin it round, you'll slowly cut into the armoured sheathing, cut round and round circular. Hacksaws are just as easy to use. I just prefer these, a bit easier to carry around this than a hacksaw, to be honest. Is this my one or your one? This one looks battered.
Is
this mine?
Your bag, yeah.
Adam's got a nice clean one. Have you even used it yet?
Yeah, used it like 4 times.
That's spoiling.
On my foreigners on the weekend.
What? All them customers that don't message me back after giving them a quote, you've got all the details of the Tradify app, haven't you? Yeah. To be fair, talking about the Tradify app, today's sponsor of the video is sponsored by Tradify. Cool little thing, like I've mentioned, I'll try and do something a bit different and tell you guys about this. It's my job management app, which lets me do quotes, invoices, blah, 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 which I've said hundreds of times before. I love it, I use it all the time, religiously. But when Adam is qualified and he's old enough, competent enough to go out on his own, as much as it doesn't bother me whatsoever, Adam seeing how much money each job makes, how much materials cost, you know, I tell him everything, because one day if he wants to go off by himself, he will have the knowledge from me to go and do it by himself. I had to sort of learn from day one how to do it and how to price it. But with it, I can set him up as an employee. He will also have the app on an iPad that I will get him, or his phone, or whatever. He will see what I want him to see. So this is your job for today. I can let him do quotes. He can do his own quotes, but I can let him invoice from me directly. Equally, I can hide that from him, so he will let me know when he's turned up, when it's scheduled in. On top of that, when the job is completed, I will then get a notification to then send the invoice, and he is none the wiser of the price of the job. He just knows where it is, what to do, and what time to turn up, really. So it's a very cool little app, but this works from a one-man band to a two-man band to a 15-man band. To a 50, so it's a great app for the cost. It's fantastic of what you can do. The early stage when I started using Tradify, I struggled with trying to manage everything because there's a lot of information on there, but once you get used to it, I say after an hour or two of using it and getting your head around it, it's a very simple design that can be used for a massive company or a little company. So click the link below, try it out, and see what you can use it for.
That was funny.
I know, yes, it's definitely a 10 mil, isn't it, that we fitted? Bear with me a second. This is 10mm 3-core, isn't it? Yeah, 10mm 3-core. You can see it on the side there. Well, you guys won't, but trust me. There you go, you can have a look. Storm glands, SWA storm glands. We've had loads in the van. We normally only use 20Ss, but because this is a 10mm 3-core, on the back it's recommended a 20, which is still a 20mm knockout, which is nice, which go in here. I'm gonna have to remove that. That's the locking nut and everything from the Q crimp one, so we'll remove that. But it's very nice, simple. You got your sheath. You don't have a, what do you want to call it? Shroud, yeah, is that what you want to call it? Yeah. You have a shroud on it, and it's just a bit easier on the grips. You can tighten this up quite well with your hand as well before having to get the grips to it. But what we'll do with this bit goes on now. Goes on now. Adam is hating on the Knightsbridge ones.
Yeah. JCC,
what's going on here? This is meant to go on. Oh yeah, I'm trying to put this bit on, that's why. Okay, so that goes on over the top. I was trying to jam that onto it as well.
Maybe a can of Pringles as well.
Okay. Oh, you want Corial? I heard if you leave Pringles like outside a house, you put one down and the other one down in a line, you can lure Corey into your house to do free electrical work. That's what I heard anyway, on the streets. Right, so we're square. Some more round band to tie this back. That's held the board in place as well. I'll start feeding this up, we'll make the board off. Adam's still cursing in the background.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to me.
Yeah, luckily we weren't recording when he started saying what he was saying. Where did you say my mum was going to take you at the weekend, Adam?
Ends in love, and it doesn't start with N, it starts with an S. So.
He's been awful. All the mom jokes are coming out today. Unfortunately, guys, we can't tell you any of them. Because that's naughty.
Nick says words. Nick inspires it. Inspires it?
Mom inspires it. So, what's happened? When we thought the day was going great. We thought it was going great. So I've just realised, because there's two 2.5 mils, because we did one circuit around here, and then there was a socket here in the wall, magic, which was the same as that, patch screwed to the wall, and the plaster was just plastered straight over it. And luckily I remembered because of that. I don't have any pictures or measurements of it, because it should have been visible like all the other ones were. So I can either speak to the customer, and because we have one, it's a cable for its own circuit, we can say, do you want to lose it, or do you want me to try and make a bit of a mess and find it? So, also I have ordered, talking about that, so I've got a notification, I ordered a 260, £70 stud finder from the previous video when we were here, when I said to everyone, let me know what you want me to purchase and we'll do a review. And I've also bought a £15 Amazon special stud finder. We have a DeWalt stapler, and also we have the DeWalt wall chaser, battery powered wall chaser, coming up in the next few videos. So we've got a few ideas, so honest reviews on it all.
Are we doing separate videos for each one?
Yeah. It's pointless all doing the same video, but yeah. So whoever did this.
See me just running.
Mate, just do it, just put your foot. You can come back and fix it.
Yeah,
We'll just kick it as hard as we can. It's
This
around here. I think my footprint there is the perfect size for a mattress. What do you think?
Can we not watch the video back and see if it's below that directly? We can just.
You could try.
Shall I just quickly have a look back on the video?
Oh, yeah,
What's
get
that
them views up, mate.
Yeah, let's get
Nice. Make sure you watch all the adverts
See
though,
who pops up
please.
first.
Let's watch all the adverts.
You ready? Hey, look, he's here!
He's there! Dylan! Why haven't you watched it yet?
Oh, it's Syndicate.
Excuse me.
Came out 18 hours ago.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, I was busy.
Anyway, Adam, we look back on the camera, on the YouTube video, and here he is. We managed to cut that out better than they did. It was completely covered over, they didn't care, so whoever you are, Mr. Plaster Builder Man, hope you have a bad day. I'm only joking, I hope you have an alright day. I hope you have an alright day. I'm going to make this off, we're going to leave the 6mm out for this because I don't quite know what we're doing with it. Connect these in, connect that in. Adam's got one more socket to do, the light switch, and he's just taking his jolly old time with downlights. I'm docking you pay today. If anything, you can owe me money. Okay?
That's alright, yeah.
I bought you a McDonald's breakfast this morning. Adam then tried to go and get me a can of Monster at the shop. They ID'd him, he didn't have his ID, so I went in there to go and get it and had an argument with the man because I then went to get it. He asked me for my ID, and I said, well, I'm 29 years old. And he was like, yeah, I've had a guy in just a second ago trying to buy one. I was like, I know, it's my apprentice. I asked him to, because it was raining, can you go into the shop and get it because I don't want to? And he was like, oh, if you're with him, I can't give it to you either. So after a bit of an argument, I walked out of the shop with no can of Monster.
And then I went to another one.
And then we went to another
same
one.
Branch.
Same co-op, everything. Different co-op, but same make. Oh no, sold it to him straight away. He's 18, he can have an energy. Oh, whatever. There's my masterpiece. It's all in. Adam's given up, gone to the light switch for me to do these now.
Correct.
Camera's got like 4% battery, so I have to leave it here.
Also got some sweets.
Some sweets. My local wholesaler gave us a crate of beer, so I'm gonna have to put a white vest on when I drink it because they give me a crate of Stella, box of chocolates, a calendar. The calendars they used to give out were
My favourite.
Adam's favourite. Every year they gave me one. I used to just give it to Adam, but it was the old school. My camera's just tried to turn itself off. Right, I'll leave it here. Check the links below, Traderify, all that sort of stuff, Amazon store. Thanks for watching, and sorry I can't share it with you, but I will attach a picture at the end once the power's on, and you'll see it then. So.